Hello, third grade. Welcome to week 4 of PE. I'm at my house, as you can see, still in my room. This is where our workout's going to be today. Our workout is going to be something different. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah, I think we are. What do you need this week? You need a tennis ball. I'm using a dog ball that my dog loves to chase and play with, or like a Nerf ball, something soft that you can catch. You do not want a bouncy ball. You do not want a big basketball. You need something that you can bounce and catch with your hand. So a tennis ball would work great. Now, what else do you need? You need a piece of paper. Now, this paper, like I have, is going to be crumbled up. So this can be just any sheet of paper, maybe an old piece of homework that you don't use anymore. You're going to use that. You also need two flat objects. I'm going to use two small paper plates. You can also use two big paper plates. You can also use two books that you can hit up and down. We're going to be using these to hit up in the air and catch this piece of paper. So one more time, you need a ball you can bounce and catch, not a basketball, not a bouncy ball, something that's easily catchable, a dog ball, a tennis ball, a racket ball, piece of paper you can crumple up, two objects that you can catch with. Once you have those areas, come on back, make sure you got your water bottle, and make sure you have an open space as well. That's what I'm doing. I'll see you all in a second. All right, third grade, let's get going. So, right now, I'm going to use my green ball. I've got my space. It's open. I've got movement. We're going to work on some of our hand-eye coordination. Earlier this year, we used a sock that we hit up in the air and caught, and then we hit it up, and we hit it into a basket or a hat. Today, we're going to be doing some bouncing and catching. Now, remember, everything we're doing, you can have a family member with you do as well. So right now, we're going to work on our bounce and catch. So we're going to throw the ball down with one hand and catch it with two. Notice how my hands are cupping the ball like this. So I bounce it, I move my hands underneath it, and I catch it. We're not trying to attack the ball. We're not an alligator or a shark or anything like that. We're going to let that ball fall. Remember, the ball must fall, so we put our hands underneath the ball. All right. So we're going to stand still first, bounce the ball with one hand, catch it with two hands. Notice how my hands go nice and easy underneath it. Nice and easy underneath it. So right now, where you're at on your own, just bounce, catch, standing still right now. Go ahead and go. Two hands underneath it. And always remember to keep your eyes on the ball. That's right. If you're feeling good, try to walk forward and bounce and catch. Now walk backwards. One hand, two hands. One hand, two hands. One hand, two hands. One hand, two hands. One hand. Now try to bounce and bend your knees. And go up from a low area. Maybe go bounce and catch from your knees. Now I want you to try to stand up and keep going. But this time, go to your other hand. So now I'm using my left hand. It's my weaker hand, but it's still the same rules apply. Bounce, two hands underneath, catch. Walk forwards, walk backwards. Maybe try to turn in a circle and catch it. Bounce and two-hand catch. Bounce, two-hand catch. Bounce, two-hand catch. Remember, we're not trapping the ball. A trap is when you bounce it and you slam it against your body. We don't want to do that. Two hands underneath it. Two hands underneath it. Two hands underneath. Now, take one hand, put it behind your back. You're not going to need it. Same rules apply. We're not going to bounce it and attack it. Bounce it, let it hit the ground, fly up, put your hand underneath it, and that ball will fall to you. Who remembers what's pushing the ball down to the ground? Gravity. That's right. So gravity's going to push that ball down. All we got to do is put our hand underneath it and catch it. So bounce, catch. Bounce, catch. If you're having a hard time and every time you bounce it, it's throwing away, try to find one spot on the ground that you can bounce it and catch to. Mr. Briggs has got a spot right here. That's a little darker. I'm working on just bouncing it and catching it right there. Uh-oh, I trapped it. What does that mean? Well, it means nothing. It's fine. Just keep on going. Bounce and catch. Bounce and catch. Now try to keep walking around a little bit. Like I said, maybe try to bounce and catch all the way to the ground. Maybe you're going to sit down. Now you're going to stand back up. Maybe walk forwards. Walk backwards. But remember, your hand's always underneath the ball. You're never attacking it. Now, for the ball in your other hand. And try it that way. Bounce and catch. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Remember, if you can, try to go all the way to the ground. Maybe try to go backwards. Maybe try to do a circle. When you're feeling good, stop. Wait a second. Go get a drink of water. Mr. Briggs is going to drink. You're going to see him right here. Look, see, he's got his water. Always make sure you're drinking water. Water bottles down, back at it. Now, we're going to work on back and forth. This is not us dribbling the ball. We're not crossing it over. We're going to try to bounce and catch with one hand to the other hand. So right hand, left hand. Look how my hand is. It's down low. Let the ball fall to your hand. It's not this. It's bounce and catch it. Really give some power to that thing. Standing still, catch. Bounce, catch. Notice how my hand's going underneath it, and I'm letting my other hand catch it. Nice and easy. The ball will fall. The ball must fall. So always keep your eyes on the ball. So, if you're feeling good, start walking around, bounce and catch. I'm walking backwards. Maybe if you're saying, Mr. Briggs, I'm yawning here. Good. Get on one foot. Try to do some balancing. Now the other foot. The balancing one's a little bit harder than you would think, isn't it, guys? Now, maybe try to run in place. Let's do this one right here. 15 more seconds, run in place. Eight seconds. Whoa, if you make a mistake, oh well. Just pick it up and keep going. 3 seconds. And stop. Now we're going to take one hand and we're going to do some dribbling. Now with our dribbling, you can do one hand, other hand, or back and forth. We are not going to use two hands to dribble the ball. You can use one hand to dribble it. You can use the other hand to dribble it. Or you can go back and forth. So you have a couple options there. But remember, we're not using two hands to dribble it like this. It's one hand or the other hand, not both hands. So let's just practice some dribbling right now. 30 seconds of just dribbling. Doesn't matter what it looks like. If your ball shoots across the room, just go pick it up, come back, and we'll keep going. This is just a practice. So remember, standing still. If you want to walk around a little bit. And stop. Catch your breath for a minute. Right now, we're going to do some dribbling where I'm going to dribble with my right hand and my left hand. But it's a little different. We're going to work on some patterns. So right now, we're going to do right hand, left hand. Then right, right, left, left. Then right, 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 left, left, left. Then right, left. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You're up. Go ahead and try it out. Now, when we're doing this, I want you to think about, as you're practicing right now, if you make a mistake, oh well, Keep going. If you're saying, Mr. Briggs, this is a lot harder than I kind of thought it would be. Perfect. We're learning something new. It's a hand-eye activity. If you're making a mistake, just pick it up and keep going. That's what we're trying to do. We're learning today. So if you're still having a hard time, go back to something you feel comfortable doing. So if I have a hard time and I'm feeling not the greatest dribbling, well, maybe I'll just practice bouncing and catching. Because all these activities are helping us keep our eyes on the ball. So let's keep going and dribbling a little bit. Now, if you're saying, Mr. Briggs, I can do this, easy. All right, let's do some dribbling from standing to crisscross applesauce and back up. Yeah, let's see it. All the way down. I got my crisscross applesauce. I'm saying hi to you. And now I'm standing up. But I did that with my strong hand. Now I'm going to try my weak hand. Try your weak hand out. Or try to go back and forth. So let's try to do that. We're standing up, and we're going to dribble it to crisscross applesauce and back up. Oh. I'm crisscrossed. Now I'm going to stand up. It's a lot hard, but it's a lot of fun because these are things we haven't even thought about doing today. Oh. Whew. Take this ball. But over there, you don't need it right now. Right now, take your paper, crumble it up. Make sure it's a good crumble. If it's all spread out and it's really flat like this, it's not going to work very well. I want that paper crumbled up. All right. Now I'm going to take one of my pieces of paper. I'm going to put it on there. And all I'm going to try to do is hit it up and catch it. Now, as you can see, I dropped it. Oh, well. I pick it back up. But I want you to kind of focus on what I'm doing here. Notice how high I'm throwing this. I'm kind of throwing it as high as I can, which makes it harder to catch. But if I throw it up soft, very short height, look where I'm throwing it from, right from my belly button, and I don't really want it to go past my cougars right here. So on the side here, notice how high I'm throwing it. That one went that high. I went about 4 to 5 inches. It's going to be a lot easier to catch it if you keep it low. So right now, just practice throwing it up in the air right now and catching it. Now I want you to switch hands. And the same thing. Go ahead and go. Remember, if you throw it high, it's going to come down and it's going to bounce off as hard as it can. Try to keep it nice and low. Nice and soft. Soft throws are the winner throws. Oh, and I dropped it. It's okay. Now, I want you to go back to your strong hand, and we're going to try to practice hitting it up in the air with one hand. Notice how if I hit it to the ceiling, it kind of flies all over the room. What we want to do, just like when we caught it, is keep it low. If you keep it low, you're going to have a lot more hits, and your score for it in just a minute is going to be high. But if you're hitting it as hard as you can, it's going to fly all over the room. It's going to be a lot harder to catch it. So, strong hand, nice soft hits. How many can you hit up in the air before it hits the ground? Go ahead and practice it right now. I'm doing the same thing, so if you don't hear me talking, that means I'm practicing. All right, switch to your other hand. Let's try your other hand now. This could be a fantastic opportunity to shine, or it could be disastrous. If it's not the greatest, oh well, we're still learning. None of us at this school are the best hand-eye coordination people in the world, so we are going to make mistakes. Embrace that. Say, I know I'm going to make a mistake, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to keep going again. So, other hand, same rules apply. Notice how I'm keeping it low. If it's low, whoa, it stays low when you get under control. As soon as you hit it as hard as possible, it can go all over the house, outside. Maybe you hit it too high and that wind picks up and it just flies away. We don't want that. So now take both. We are going to try to toss from plate to plate. Oh, Mr. Briggs made a mistake, but I got to use my papers as claws. Pick it right back up and keep going. Nice, soft. Now, I'm using small plates. If you have a bigger plate, this might be a little easier for you. All right. Here's our battle. Here's our challenge. You have 8 seconds to get ready. How many times can you hit it up in the air? One hand, back and forth. It doesn't matter. Ready? 30 seconds. Go! If it hits the ground, you go back to 0. Nine seconds. Mr. Briggs lost count because he's keeping track with you guys. Hopefully you haven't lost count. 3, 2, 1. Done. Put those down. All right. I'm coming over here to talk to you now. First things first. Awesome job. This is cool because what you just did is something you can practice all week. This is hand-eye coordination. Hand-eye coordination is for everything. Opening the door, eating food, playing video games, which are not what you want to do, but it works with everything. Now, next week, we're going to do some more of these activities here. So don't lose everything. Don't throw it all away. You're going to need it next week. After this video, get some water. If you need to use the restroom, do it. Right underneath it, it's our next health video about our digestive system. Digestive system. What happens when we take anything, water, food, put it in our mouth, chew it up, and swallow it? Where does it go? Why does it go to those certain spots? How does it help our bodies? If you don't know and you want to know, right down here. And if you already know, still come right down here and watch this video. Remember, you can do all of these with your family, and especially if your family gets home later from work, grab them and say, I'm going to battle you, and we're going to see how many times we can hit this paper up in the air. Great workout. It's a lot of fun. You can do it inside, outside, perfect. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, third graders. I'll see you next time.